welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone. Gnarlo, good boy. When last we left off, we were down here in Lin Giliath, and I did not realize we had just a tiny sliver of blue left. Only need 184 experience to ding up a level. So let's see if we can't get that, shall we? We were working on the quest here, placing the canal on the flat stones. I believe we had one we were looking for 3 of them. We had found 2. And amazingly, we're actually on during the daytime. Now, I know we found one that was over here in the northern area. There was one in the central area. I think we've got one down in the southern part of the swamp to find. I'm wanting to think there's one down here near where the pass is. So that's where we're going to go take a look at. Dodge the flies and dodge the ambushers and all. So I think there's one somewhere right in there. I seem to remember every time I'd come up from the south, come up by the lake and come up this way, that I would pass like some sleeping guardians somewhere in this area. Alright, can we get that without bothering that fly? Yes, we can. We're just gonna have to try and sneak around all these orcs who tend to gather in this area. Okay, I'm gonna turn my wood tracking back on for the moment. I don't see any out there on that edge either. Let's try skirting right along here. See if we can see something. Kind of playing hide and seek here with the orcs and the flies. Yep, there they are. I see them sleeping right up here. I thought so. This used to be a way that I'd come all the time with my guardian, my dwarven guardian, because if you came up north through the Bree fields, visited that lake, remember that beautiful lake that we came across when we were doing the quest looking for the turtles, and when we were looking for that wood troll creature. That lake is right through that pass there, right on the other side of that hill, that foot of the hill there. So I remember we'd come up there, and that was kind of a shortcut to get up here to Esteldon whenever I was wanting to run in a straight line. And I thought I remembered passing bog guardians. Let's put the last rune stone down and see if anything happens. And they are uninterested in the rune as well. So the rune stones have done nothing to wake up the bog guardians. Let's get a little bit closer to them and let y'all see what they actually look like in the daylight. Got cattails and all growing on top of them. They look like kind of like just clumps of growth that is sitting here in the swamp. I said the redder ones are the evil ones. Those are the actual, what do they call them, marsh striders and all. Let's do our little game of tag. So we weave our way in and out of the ongburs. Very short swim. Not even a swim, just a hip deep wade. And we are back at the outpost. So we can go tell Medicin, whatever his name is. So we see Silly Fellow and Windbag over there. Let's let him know that the rune stones did not do anything.
What do you need?
You have placed the canal, Gnarlo. That is well, though it seems the bog guardians have chosen not to come to our aid. I suppose I was too eager for the old friendship between the elves and the bog guardians to be rekindled, that I was hopeful to the point of blindness. Only disappointment can come of, wait, what is that? Look, a bog guardian has come, and more. I shamed myself with despair, but now that I see it is never wrong to hope. You have my thanks, Gnarlo. I got Guardian of the Glade. And let's go take a look and see what the devil is going on. So he says, the bug guardians have chosen to aid us. Hey, look at there. There go the guardians. They are frightful critters, aren't they? And they will now go out there and start fighting all the evil creatures. They will hunt down the flies, they will hunt down the orcs, they will hunt down the other marsh striders, and they will head out into the marsh here. Oh, tell me y'all didn't stop it. Ah, they faded out. Well, that is just a jip. In the past, when you summoned the bog guardians would go on a rampage and basically fight everything here in the swamp. They wouldn't go after the trolls, but they would fight all these marsh striders and the sickle flies and everything else until they had destroyed them all, or until they were destroyed. Was what would usually happen. They'd usually wipe out about 6 or 7 or 8 or a dozen apiece, and then boom, they would finally fall down from all their wounds. Well, that is a big disappointment there. Looks like they've made it now so that it no longer triggers that way. They just go running up there and then disappear from your sight. That is a shame. Oh well, we've hit level 26, and that's what I was looking for, to see whether or not we were going to be able to ding there. So we did ding up, and we've got a little ways to go also. I don't see anybody else. I think this one's got a fellowship. I think the last 2 rings are the fellowship quests. So what we're going to do, we're going to hop a horse and see if we can't get back to Bree, where we need to talk to our stable master, where we need to talk to our
Hail, friend, and well met.
Well, we need to head back to our class trainer. So that's what we're going to do, and we will see you when we get there. And just before I hit the stable master, I realized I'm still bound at the prancing pony. That is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use my map, and we're going to see if we can't look at this map of Middle Earth and see if we can't find our way back to it. Okay, and we have arrived at Bree, at the Bree milestone, right here at the prancing pony. Now, as I have said before, the Bree has undergone a number of changes. We will take a look at a few of those. One being, the courtyard here has changed tremendously. There used to not be these NPCs, there used to not be these porches, there used to not be these horses that are waiting out within the middle of it here. You've still got the ranger sitting over here, but I believe he used to be by a door. This is actually closer to the books because the horses were all stabled or whatever here in the yard. This also backed up into the hill at one time. You couldn't go all this far back into it. I have to see if I can give a list to some of the older places. If you remember right here, there's a fountain right out straight from it. Originally there was a rock right here with, I think, Bob and Nob, a couple of the hobbits that work inside of the prancing pony. It was just a big rock. There was no fountain. You also didn't have this area here. There was a building standing here where this stage is now. I'm thinking that this is probably something that will see some use in an upcoming festival, possibly the Spring Fest whenever it comes. I would not be surprised at all to see stuff going on here. Yeah, there's one of them. Is it Dob Sandheaver? He used to stand over there on the other side of where the fountain is now. On the other side of where a big rock was. If you'll notice, the textures have changed. Everything looks a little darker, a little grimier, a little more run down. I don't remember these horses and all being over here, and I know for a certain that that haystack was never here before. So those are new additions. We're going to continue on down this way, down the main street. As I said, these buildings have changed, and then the textures have changed, if nothing else. We'll continue on down the street here. The trainers are still out here where they were, I believe. Still called the Inn Gate, so that's nice. Got a couple of new puddles scattered about. Looking to see if there's any new doors that have markings on them or anything. Alright, how about the stair here? The stair is the one that goes, I think, across the Scholar's Stair. Ooh, we got a little marketplace going on here now. This did not exist before. We've got a grocer. Alright, the little NPCs did not exist along this before. This right here was just a barren stairway and walkway that just kind of cut across the tops of the buildings here. So it's good that they added a little bit of a point of interest to it. And it looks like it continues on down this way and turns into some more little trading areas. And none of these NPCs, it's good to see them out hanging their clothes. You've always seen the clothes on the line stretched in between the buildings before as you went along, but you never actually saw anyone doing anything with them. As you see down there, those have always existed before, but nobody actually did anything. Alright. So that continued on, and this right here is a good deal larger. Much larger area, with some more NPCs wandering around. Don't remember these boar statues. Quite a difference here, quite a difference. Some better looking NPCs as well. They've gotten some new faces, new hair, and new outfits. Highly approve of that dress there, honey. Does it continue? Yes, it continues on. Until comes down over here in the high stair. Wow, some dwarves playing bones. Cool. I think I like the new Bree. Oops. Until I fell off into the bushes. Okay, let's go back across the Scholar's Stair here. Back to the other side where we started at. Whoa, what's that? Is that a new door? Artie Root's house. Don't remember Artie Root's house being there. But I did want to show you one thing that I hope has not changed. In any city this size, any town this size, is something that you would expect. As you see that door, the Scholar's Stair, you go through there and that takes you to the Lore Master Trainer. Just like over there at the Lowbanks Estates where you go to the Burglar Trainer, that will take you to the Lore Master. And the Scholar's Stair is a very good name for it. Okay. Right here, through this door, is a place that you would expect to see in any town of this size. I don't think I've ever taken y'all in here before. It's the Bree Cat House. Every town has to have a cat house. Okay, let us continue on. Head back over this way and then back down toward the main gate to continue to see what changes have taken place. Gotta say, I like this. I like this a lot. This used to be it was just a boring little stair. It would give you a quick trip from one side of the city to the other rather than have to walk all the way around, but didn't have all the life occurring on it. More workers and all. The forge is still here. That oven was never there before. Okay. Alright, that's still there, although the other forge is now up underneath the branch of the building. That might not be the best place to put a forge, I'm thinking, guys. Yeah, I don't think that fire codes perhaps exist in this day and time. These are all brand new buildings here, too. These, the Bree-Town vault, that we're going to take a look at here in a second as well. Stable hand is still here. Mailbox is still over here. What happened to Harry Goatleaf? Town guard. Okay, we've got a guard on the outside now. Harry Goatleaf used to be right there. He is. Harry's been moved. He's over here leaning against the support now. And if you remember, this used to be open. There was a yard back here that you could go back in and travel back that way a ways. So that has changed. Alright, this is it's going to take a little while to get used to this again. Find my way around. Now this, we'll have to see. I'm used to the vault being back yonder. I'm wondering if they moved the vault up here to make it just easier to find. Ooh, and it must be getting to be nighttime. I just saw the lights come on. Yeah, they've changed the inside of the vault. And in fact, wow. We've just come in through the back door of the vault, and we're back here where the vault keepers are now. That is a very unusual thing to have happen. So does the vault have two entrances now? One on this side, I guess if you're arriving from this side of town. Let's see what happens when you come around the other way. Yeah, it is becoming evening, isn't it? Look how the sky has changed and everything. The lampposts have come on. Mannequins. It's like armor vendors. I'm not sure what this is. Does this do anything? Interesting. It looks like a tailory or something. You even got a mirror that you can look at. Neat. Alright, very cool. You don't seem to actually be able to talk to the people, though. Right-clicking on them doesn't do anything. Whoa. Set of the Jester. A silly outfit for pranksters. Set of the Snow Queen. Hey, alright, well, I guess if you've got to have a store in your game, this is one way of doing it. I actually don't mind that too much. That's better than just having a button that pops up that says, you know, do you want to buy this outfit? And I bet this takes us around to the old entrance on the actual customer side of the vault. It does. See, here's the old vault that we know and love. Okay. I'm going to continue to travel down. Let's see whether or not this lower section has been changed. And let's hope that Miss Lowbanks is still where she used to be. Mr. Thistlewell's tent. His tent used to sit right there because you had to run around it as you went to the vault. And the vault was back over here. I see they've moved those two. Alright, the taxidermist is still in the same place, though. Weapon and armor shop. What's this up here? Looks like there's just a little fenced-in garden. Is this the other end of... Yeah, here's the other end of the old stone ruins. You'll notice the Star of Feanor everywhere. There's the white tree. It's an ancient crest. If you click on it, inscribed upon the wall, you can make out the royal crest of one of the ancient Arnorian kingdoms to which these ruins once doubtless belonged. Let's examine it. New deed, the history of the Dunedain. And there's 6 of these things that you have to find here around. First one is use the ancient crest. You found a carving with an old Arnorian symbol upon it. It appeared to be the crest of the ancient kingdom of Arthedain. The ruins of that kingdom stretch for miles to the southwest and north. Bree-Town itself was built upon a crossroads between Arthedain and its sister kingdom, Cardaland, to the east. Once they were all one great kingdom, stretching all across the north, but the folly of men first sundered them, then set them against each other until one after another they fell over the long years of the Third Age. There are some folk who still remember the tales of Arthedain, but you suspect that the crest may be of particular importance to the Rangers, for it is said they are descended from that bloodline. So we've got a cairn, a inscription, a Dunedain statue, an altar, and an obelisk that are all found here in the area of the Northern Kingdom. This is the first and the easiest one there is to find in that quest line. Alright, we're down here in the Beggar's Alley now. Looks like it's received a little bit of a facelift as well. Although I'm suddenly unable to move. Okay. Yep, I cannot move at all. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's see if logging out and back in won't fix the problem. I'll see you in just a moment. Alright, that did seem to fix the problem. We can actually move again. There. That was called the Old Stones Gate up there. Be careful about this area. I seem to remember having some trouble getting unable to move coming up this way before in the past, so just a word of warning. Let's head on down here. It's nice that they've added a lot of, you got the kids out here playing around the old black stone. Nice that they've added a lot of NPCs and all, it looks like, here to the town, as well as kind of giving it a facelift. It does give it more of a life to it. More sense of a place that's actually lived in, because a lot of these little nooks and crannies here, it's just like the Scholar's Stair. A lot of these places used to just be sterile and empty and not have anyone in them, especially all these little children running around that you see. This right here, this was just a bare, blank alleyway that had one guy. Matt Heathertoes was the only one that used to stand in here. And none of this other stuff, none of these little lean-tos or people were here. So it definitely has added a little bit of a feel of it being a live, living town again. That's pretty cool. Now, let's see. Is Miss Lowbank still here? She is. And they've even prettied up her area. Look at all these hedges and everything. Very nice. Right down here with the dwarf statue. All the hedges and the little borders on the side. Very nice. Just adds that much more of a contrast for whenever you come through here and pass through there into Beggar's Alley. What are these two dwarves doing standing over here? Huh. Wonder what could be so important that they'd have a couple of dwarves guarding the gate. Although anytime you've got the burglar trainer right across from it, that might always be a good idea. Alright, Miss Lowbanks, the only thing I can say is that your domicile has not seen any of a facelift. It's still pretty cruddy in here, hun. You need to get some interior decorators in. Now, do you have anything for me? Let's manage our... Let's train our burglar skills.
There.
Anything at 26? Yes, we've got 2 actives that we can get. Contact peddler. At campsites scattered around the world, you can call on your contacts and find a peddler to whom you and others may sell items. Alright. So let's go ahead and do that. The guardian equivalent of that is summon tinker. You can summon a repairman that you can will repair your armor. It's expensive, a lot more expensive than finding a NPC somewhere, but if you're at a lonely campfire somewhere out in the world and there are no one around, none of the NPC merchants around, it can be a good way to get stuff repaired. Although so many of the campsites now that used to just be a bare campsite have had NPCs added to them. So there you go. So we'll get contact peddler. And the other is cure poison. Your resourcefulness allows you to purge poisons ailing an ally. Removes up to 1 poison effect from the maximum strength of 28 from the target. So when we get poison, we'll be able to unpoison ourselves now, or someone else. Excellent. Alright. Well, Miss Lowbanks and I have a little discussion to do as evening draws on. We're going to talk about where we've been and what we've seen around the world. So we're going to leave it there. I hope y'all have enjoyed this episode. We will see if we can't get some more on this coming weekend, because I'm having to work the next couple of days. So this weekend we'll try and get a few more, get Gnarlo here a bit deeper into level 26, and I'm also going to go back and examine the quest here. Get back on our epic, level 27. So we might head back there. We're only a level below it now instead of 2 or 3 levels below it now. So I think we'll be able to continue along with the epic line and continue on in the Red Marsh. So we may be heading back to the Lone Lands the next time you see us. Anyway, there we are. I appreciate you watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.